Here is Elvis.
Hello there. How are you? Remember last week I said it was raining? Well, this week it's lovely and sunny and warm. Which makes everybody feel much, much better. Welcome to you. Are you ready for all the Elvis fun? And Elvis fun is what we have, because that's what this channel is all about. If you're watching me live, thank you very, very much for joining in and popping in to watch me. And if you're watching on replay as well, thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, let me think about this for a minute. What have we got for you? We have got This Day in Elvis History. We've got a live poll. We've got an underrated Elvis song. We've got Dylan's Elvis Tales. Stand by Dylan. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Photoshop of the week. Oof, yeah, okay. Elvis at the piano. Caption this photo. We have a lot of fun with that. Smoking hot photo. Something I came up with during the week and I thought we'd have a bit of fun with as well is guess the Elvis mug. There you go. So I asked, I posted a photo of 4 Elvis mugs on the community tab on this channel, and I said, which one do you think I'll be using on the show? So I asked you to guess 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I will be revealing the mug later on. You can call me later on free on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Discord, of course. You can join the queue now. You just get in the queue and you sit there until I come to you. And you can use, if you're not already on the Discord channel, a member of the Discord channel, the link is below. Now, that's basically it. That's the intro. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, hopefully. And the fun we're going to have, first of all, is Fan of the Month quiz. There is a monthly prize. And did anybody get the clue I left in the trailer that I posted yesterday? Come along and find out which movie it is. Well, if you look behind me, you can see, and you've probably all guessed by now, that it is... Timothy says, buy Steve a coffee. Well, that's very kind of you to remind people to do that. You can buy me a coffee by using the link in the description box below, or you can scan the QR code. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just send me a little bit of money to buy coffee via PayPal. Thank you very, very much. Now, people are saying Frankie and Johnny, and that's exactly what the movie is, Frankie and Johnny. So, 6 questions. And Dave, hopefully, is there to help me. Hi, Dave. Did you select a new jingle this week, Steve? No, I didn't, actually, because I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the existing one more week until the end of the week. And then I will change it for August. Now, 6 questions on the movie and the soundtrack as well. Hey, Chris. Chris is helping me out with the moderation as well. Nice to see you, Chris. Now, here we go. Chris says I didn't fall asleep. No, very good. That's a good start. Good start. Now, here we go. Question number 1. Frankie and Johnny. Oh, yeah. What color ink will I use for writing the answers or the winner this week? Am I going to pick black, green, blue, or red? What color would you like me to write the names in? Mark Green says green, of course. Makes a lot of sense, Mark. Blue. Dylan says I'm confident about this one. Oh, there's a couple of reds there. I'm going to go for red. Dylan must have been swatting up on Frankie and Johnny. Okay, so we will be talking to Dylan later on Dylan's Elvis Tales. Question 1. In the 1966 Billboard Pop Album, what was the highest position that Frankie and Johnny got? And this is a multiple choice, so you can choose between, did it get to number 66, number 20, or number 11? There you are. Pink, I believe. Okay. A lot of 66s and 11s and 20s. So that leads me to believe that, there's a lot of uncertainty about it. And I've got to say that it actually did a lot better than a lot of people think, because I can see a lot of 66s there, but it didn't quite do as well as it should have done. It should have got to number 1. It got to number 20. And Chris and Dave is telling me that it's Brian Roberts. Brian, you're doing very well again. You're right out of the blocks straight away. So you get this.
Well, look, honey.
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
Well, I believe you.
I believe you. Yes. Okay, now that's the first one. We will be changing that jingle next week, if I remember. So here we go. Well done, Brian, is correct. And here we go. Number 2. Soundtrack question. Which is the longest track on the original LP? There you go. Do you know which is the longest track on the original LP? I really should have made that a multiple choice, shouldn't I? Well, I give you 3 options. I'll give you Come Along, Hard Luck, or Petunia, the Gardener's Daughter. The longest in time, yes, sorry, in duration. Dylan says, Come Along, Hard Luck. Well, it is Hard Luck because somebody got it first, and it is that man again. Brian, you are absolutely on fire. And actually, Brian got his prize from last week. I hope you're enjoying that, Brian. So, a double so far.
Well, look, honey.
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
Well, I believe you.
Like it. Now, here we go. This is another multiple choice question. So again, you've got a 1/3 chance, haven't you? And the title track, obviously Frankie and Johnny, was released as a single. And how far did it progress up the Billboard Hot 100? Was it number 4, number 11, or number 25? There you go. Bearing in mind that the album got to number 20. Did the single get to number 4, number 11, or number 25? Somebody's put 40. Vicky, that's not an option. But I like your style. Okay. Oh, quick off the marks here. There is a lot of people saying, actually, the 2 favorites seem to be 11 or 25. And the correct answer, and it's Susan that got it, well done, Susan, was number 25.
Well, look, honey.
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
Well, I believe you.
Okay. So, yes, Susan. Well done, Susan. Next one is complete the lyrics to this song. I'm not going to sing it, don't worry. Her eyes are blue as bluebells. What's the next line? Her eyes are blue as bluebells. I will check that out, Mrs. EAP Elaine. I look first, Steve. I will check that out later. How far are we in? We're 10 minutes in. I'll go back and I'll check at 10 minutes in. Dylan says stumped. That's not the right answer. And her hair is black? No. Her lips are as red as a rose. Then for you says, I have no clue. Her cheek, I might give that to Manfred because he's the closest. No, well, actually, each cheek a rose to see is actually what I'm looking for, and that's Roseanne Dalby. So it is actually each cheek a rose to see. So yes, there was a close one there, but it wasn't the actual line I was looking for. Pat Shepard's got it as well now, and Susan S. But the first one was Roseanne. So yes.
Well, look, honey. I mean,
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
well, I believe you.
Not really what we would class as a solid gold cut, that because that's from Petunia the Gardener's Daughter, and it sort of, I think it ranks alongside A Dog's Life and Dating for a lot of fans, so I thought I'd throw that one in. Now here's a cheeky one. What does Frankie and Johnny and Roustabout have in common? Now, and again, you know, there might be a couple of things, but the one thing I'm looking for is what does Frankie and Johnny and Roustabout have in common? Vanessa says Elvis. Very clever, Vanessa, but it's not what I'm looking for. Ay, ay, ay. Very clever. I like that. Yeah, somebody's got it, and that's what I'm looking for. It is actually Helen Ludlow, because although that being said, Dave says Brian Roberts. Yeah, it is. It's Brian Roberts. Sue Langdon is right. She was in Frankie and Johnny and Roustabout.
Well, look, honey. I mean,
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
well, I believe you.
It's amazing. Brian, you've got 3 and you're doing extremely well. You really are. So yes, Sue Langdon, who is still alive actually, and I'd love to get her on the show actually. Wouldn't that be something else? Right, and name Sue Langdon's character in Roustabout is number 6, and it'll be the final time you will hear this jingle. Yes, hat trick for Brian. Hope. No, wasn't Hope. Yes, I can see that somebody has got it right just under Dylan. And it is Vincenzo. Well done, Vincenzo. It is Mitzi. Yes, Mitzi is right. Mystic Meg. I remember Mystic Meg. Okay, so we're going to go for Vincenzo. Vincenzo, you are the recipient a very last time for this King Creole jingle.
Well, look, honey. I mean,
Mr. Fisher, I've been instructing here for some 20 years and no one ever called me honey.
well, I believe you.
Yeah, I do. I believe you. And that's it. That is the... that actually also brings to a conclusion July's Fan of the Month quiz, because next week will be August. Wow. Yes, and we all know about August, don't we? Not a great month for Elvis fans. But then again, of course, we have Elvis Week and things like that, so that kind of makes it a little bit better, doesn't it? Now, we're going to go straight into the topic, and the topic is this. Suits galore at Graceland. And it's kind of a play on words I've done here. Suit, as in lawsuit, but also suit as in a suit that you wear. And it's GWS Auctions, whose owner has recently sued, was recently sued by Priscilla, has been accused by Graceland of selling items that have questionable ties to Elvis. Priscilla Presley alleged that the owner of an auction house that sells memorabilia belonging to her ex-husband was financially abusing her. The same auction house has come under fire for the authenticity of its items. GWS Auctions, the auction house owned by Bridget Cruz, one of 4 individuals named in Priscilla's complaint filed on Thursday, July 18th, has come under questioning by Graceland executives. Joel Weinshanker, managing partner of EPE, told the outlet that he first became suspicious of the auction house's items when he saw a black grommet jacket, like that, there it is, worn by Elvis in 1972, go up for sale. However, Weinshanker said that the jacket, made as a one-of-a-kind item for the late singer, is hanging in Graceland's private collection. Now, I don't believe it's on display at Graceland. It's probably in the archives. He says, we know there's only one made, and guess what? We have it in our archives. So the best thing that they can do is pull it out of their archives and put it on display. That's what I think. The jacket is just one of several items that Graceland has questions about. Other pieces of memorabilia which GWS Auctions has put up for sale include multiple pieces of Elvis jewellery and even his plane, a red 1962 Lockheed Jetstar. Now, this was in the public eye quite a lot recently. However, you will probably notice that I never went anywhere near the story, and simply because I always had a question about it actually, Elvis even flying in it. Now, he may have owned it briefly, but I don't think he ever used it. So I didn't go anywhere near that story. That's as simple as that. Okay? So that's the reason why I didn't discuss that story at all, because I was always very dubious about that red jet. Elvis's estate said that Elvis never flew on the plane and he only owned it for a few months. According to Priscilla's complaint filed earlier this week, Cruz and Elvis's ex-wife developed a relationship over the years, and the auction house owner began to assist with Priscilla's finances and act as her power of attorney. Per the filing previously obtained, the pair met through mutual connections to discuss Cruz's business selling of Elvis's memorabilia. Cruz allegedly quickly immersed herself in Priscilla's life, according to the complaint, and the two started working together near the end of 2021. NBC News reported that many of the items sold by GWS Auctions were accompanied by letters written by Priscilla stating that they were authentic. However, Graceland executives grew concerned about these letters, as some of them accompanied items that would have been owned by Elvis after Priscilla and the musician split, such as a pair of gold Aloha from Hawaii snowman cufflinks. Now, according to GWS Auctions, Elvis purchased the cufflinks in Hawaii to celebrate the success of his 1973 TV special Elvis Aloha from Hawaii. Elvis and Priscilla married in 1967 and divorced in 1972. So Joel says, if they hadn't talked for months and months in person, how does she know that Elvis did or didn't do? Weinshanker said, referring to Priscilla. Weinshanker said that because Elvis's father, Vernon, kept careful records of all his son's finances over the years, Graceland has an extremely good idea of all items he owned. However, Cruz said in a previous interview that although she acknowledged the family's well-kept records, it's unrealistic to believe that every single item the musician ever owned was documented. She says, we weren't there, none of us were there, so how can they say without a doubt we have everything? It's impossible. Priscilla's complaint filed earlier this week isn't her first legal battle with Cruz. In 2023, Cruz sued Priscilla, accusing her of alleged breach of contract after they formed Priscilla Presley Partners together. Priscilla's countersuit, filed on Thursday, alleges that Cruz and 3 associates conned her out of $1 million in a financial elder abuse scheme. Priscilla's attorney argued that while Cruz and her partners promised the 79-year-old that they could help take care of her finances as well as better exploit her name, image and likeness on her behalf, the group actually manipulated and defrauded her. Bridget Cruz has responded to her claims of financial elder abuse. On Monday, July 22nd, Cruz's legal team shared a statement claiming the suit filed on Thursday, July 18th by Marty Singer on behalf of Elvis's ex-wife, which alleged Cruz, among other things, took advantage of Priscilla and stole $1 million, is retaliatory. The suit filed is a retaliatory lawsuit to the one filed by Priscilla's business partners last year. The statement reads, "We are confident that the facts will speak for themselves and justice will prevail." And that's where it's at the moment. It's looks like it's going to run and run and run. I don't know what you think about the grommet jacket. If there's only one, and Joel Weinshanker says we have it in our archives, then obviously KWS is under scrutiny. Yeah, very, very interesting. You can, of course, ring me with your thoughts on that. You can get on you can hop on the Discord queue, or you can ring me on WhatsApp. There's the number on the screen now. Instagram or Facebook Messenger. There you are. So, but without further ado, let's do the poll. Yes, because it's another jumpsuit one. Yeah. And it's... Let me get it up for me. Where are we? Here we are. Which is your favourite 1970 jumpsuit out of these four? Okay, there's 4 jumpsuits from 1970, and I'm going to show you the images now. And the images are the blue brocade, the white Cossack, the red ladder, or the chain suit. Okay, which of these is your favorite 1970 jumpsuit out of these 4 suits? And that will be running for a little while. And I will, if I remember, I'm going to tell you what my favorite one is. They're all yummy. It's a hard one to choose from. I know I'm going to get it in the ear again, especially if Priscilla's watching or listening on feedback, playback, or if she's watching and she rings in tonight, she's going to say, why do you make these so hard? So there you go. Blue brocade, white Cossack, red ladder, chain suit. And you know, I think all of those, apart from the blue brocade, are from the summer season 1970. I think the blue brocade was from January, February 1970. But the grand master of the jumpsuit, Dylan, will probably tell me if I'm wrong with that. So, yeah, there you go. I will put those up again. Don't worry. You will see them again. I will remind you as we go along. But we're going to do this. Dylan's Elvis Tales. Yes, we always have a lot of fun with Dylan, and I hope you're ready, Dylan, to stand by. And I'm going to say, how are you? How are you?
I am good. I am by my bed. I am ready for this.
Yeah, well, I don't. I have no prior knowledge this week to what it is. So I mean, he sent me photographs, but yeah, I'm gonna put those up as you're doing your Dylan's Elvis tale. I'll ask you about the jumpsuits as well, if you can pick one of those 4 later on as well. But anyway, what are we gonna say for Dylan's Elvis tales this week?
Right. Okay. So I need to go on the YouTube stream so I can see the pictures, so I know what I'm. So just give me 1 second here.
Yes, that's no problem. That's no problem.
All right. Let's see. Are the pictures up?
Yeah, I've put the pictures up. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay,
And they're scrolling round.
Yep. Okay. So the one on the minute is the blue chicken bone suit.
Okay.
And then the one that should be rotating next is the totem pole.
Okay.
Which is my favourite jumpsuit of all time.
That's right. Yes, I know that actually as your favourite.
But that is not what the tale is about.
Oh.
It is about the belts he's wearing in those particular photographs.
Right.
Those belts weren't actually made for those jumpsuits. They were made for the 2 pieces that you hopefully, fingers crossed, are about to see.
Yeah, they're coming up now after the... Yeah, there's the 2-piece there. Yeah. What was that 2-piece called? It's just got like the red on the shoulders.
Okay, so the red is called the red armadillo.
Armadillo.
And the blue is called the blue armadillo.
Of course. Okay.
Very inventive. Now, this is where the tale is. The belts that you see on the jumpsuits were actually made for those two pieces that you see.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Elvis wasn't sure whether he liked it with the two pieces. So instead of just putting them to waste, he paired them with those jumpsuits. And it turns out that the colours match perfectly with the designs.
Now the question is, oh grand master, right?
Yes.
Did he wear the belts with the two pieces?
He never wore the belt of the two pieces.
Yeah, because I don't recall seeing any photographs with belts.
Yeah, they were intended for the two pieces, but Elvis didn't like how it looked, so he wore them with the jumpsuits instead. So there you go. That is my Elvis tale for this week.
And those belts do really go well with those two suits, the chicken bone and what was the other one?
The totem pole.
Yeah, the totem pole. Yeah.
They do indeed.
Absolutely.
So, but I've got
absolutely fascinating, because I learn something nearly every week from you, young Dylan.
Well, here's the thing. I learned this fact only a week ago. I was like, I did not know that. So I thought, okay, I'll store that in that brain of mine and I'll tell it for the tale this week.
Yeah, well, this is one of the reasons why we're doing this channel as well, is if people can learn something new as well. I'm delighted. I'm really delighted. And I've learned something new tonight as well. Well, I'm going to ask you. Oh, go on. Yeah, sorry.
Slight correction on the poll. And this is just me being a jumpsuit nerd.
Oh, yeah.
White Cossack is not called the White Cossack. It is called the macrame pearl collar.
Oh, I've always known it as a White Cossack.
Nope. The White Cossack is the two-piece that he wore in 69.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I've made a mistake there then.
Well, no, not you. The website who supplied the information made a mistake.
Ah, yeah, the Jumpsuit Index. Ah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know then, that it's not perfect, because it's a heck of a website.
It is. But my favourite is the Blue Brocade.
Oh, right. And it is from January, February of 70, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, and he also wore it at the Houston Astrodome as well.
Yeah.
And fun fact, he wore it with black boots.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Did somebody post a picture of him wearing it with black boots on the Discord channel a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it was Leon, I believe.
It was Leon. Yeah, fantastic.
So, yeah, every time he wore that suit, it was with black boots. So there's another little tale, like a mini tale, that's why.
a mini tale. We got 2 for the price of 1 this week.
Yeah, there you go. 2 for the price of 1, bargain.
Okay, thanks, Dylan.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye. Dylan's Elvis Tales. Yes, I love that. I love that jingle. I've got to try and remember to use the Caption jingle as well later on. Every week I keep forgetting to use the Caption jingle. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Lovely call from Dylan. Dylan's Elvis Tales. And I do see we have another caller. It's Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you going to tell me which one of the 4 jumpsuits is your favorite?
The chain suit.
The chain suit. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, let's get those up again, actually, and have a look at them, because where are we now? Let's have a look. There they are. Yeah. The chain suit. That's the one that features quite heavily in That's the Way It Is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, something's always annoyed me about the chain suit during That's the Way It Is one of the chains comes undone halfway through, and it's hanging. I saw
that scene.
Yeah, it's hanging down, and it always annoys me. I'm thinking, why doesn't he just click that back in? I don't know whether he could click it back in, but it's always annoyed me. Okay, what do you think of the lawsuits and everything like that, and the grommet suit? Do you think there's sort of jiggery pokery going on?
I think if something belongs to Elvis, you could tell if it's fake or real.
Well, I mean, the big key here is that the grommet suit. Joel Weinshanker is saying that they have the original in their archives, and there was only one made. So the one that they're trying to sell can't be the original.
I know.
So, but I think they should get it out and put it on display, and then that should end it, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely to speak to you, Vincenzo. See ya. Bye. That was Vincenzo. And we move on as well to Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Steve. How you doing? All right?
I'm doing really well.
Good. Good show.
Great. So what do you want to talk about first of all?
just talk about the jumpsuits for me. The red ladder for me, I like that one.
Yeah. Now there's a really good sequence with him in the Red Ladder singing "Make the World Go Away," isn't there?
Yeah.
And he just has a great time singing that.
Yeah. It's not one that he wore a lot either.
No, he didn't wear it that much. No.
I think probably only a couple of shows. I think two or three shows. I don't think you wore it that as much as you did the Concho and the Chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that about the belts and the two pieces that Dylan was saying?
Yeah, I knew he didn't wear the belts with the two pieces. Yeah, I knew he didn't. The matching thing probably I wasn't too sure about. But yeah, well, you learn something new every week. You do,
especially when Dylan's involved and it's about jumpsuit. Because I always thought that the White Cossack was called the White Cossack, but apparently it's not.
Yeah, no. He is right. Yeah, that's because of the two piece. Because I've got the black Cossack one, which is the two piece, which is the top and the trousers, and that's the same. And obviously, he had a white one as well.
Yeah. Right. Well, there you go. After 50 odd years, I now know that it's not really the White Cossack. What do you think about this thing that's going on with the grommet suit?
I didn't really catch all that. So what was all the grommet suit about?
Well, basically, KWS, the auction house that's selling the memorabilia, Elvis's memorabilia that was in partnership with Priscilla. They're trying to sell the grommet suit, which Elvis wore in 1972, and he's seen actually wearing it in a sequence in Elvis on Tour. And Joel Wanshanker has said, "Oh, hang on, there was only one made, and we've got it in our archives. So the one they're trying to sell can't be the So, I mean, I think there could be more than this that meets the eye. I think this could be quite a, well, not just with KWS, but throughout the world, people passing stuff off that might not necessarily be Elvis's. Yeah. It was like the plane as well, the red plane that, okay, he might have owned it, but I don't think he ever flew on it.
He never flew it. He probably didn't even go inside it. I don't think. No. I ain't sure.
Probably not.
I know, I've heard stories about that as well. Yeah, which is a bit bizarre, but it's bizarre that Priscilla's behind it all as well, a little bits as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which hasn't really gone down too well again. But I did see that now. Yeah, I saw a little clip on your YouTube about that, and it's the actual suit that he wore in the rehearsals. Elvis on Tour, wasn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have thought Elvis would have had 2 or 3 of that type of jacket made. I don't know. You'd only thought there'd only be one, wouldn't you?
Well, Joel Weinschenker says that they have the receipts and everything to prove that only one was made. So
Yeah. Well, of course, when you've got everything in the Graceland archives, you think, well, that is the genuine one. Been stored away. You just don't know, do you? Really, it's quite hard, isn't it?
I tell you, a man who probably would know is Jimmy Velvet, because what he doesn't know is not worth knowing. Especially when it comes to Elvis's memorabilia.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all interesting. We still haven't heard much about what's happening with the film yet, have we? For August or anything, have we?
No.
Tour at all, have we?
No. Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, it hasn't. You're talking about the hologram, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully now it's not going to be pushed back again. It should be happening now early next year, and the tickets should be going on sale in September. But I'm just a little bit worried that they'll keep pushing it back. But fingers crossed, anyway.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the new box set as well that they're releasing?
Is that Memphis?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's some nice songs, obviously,
and I've heard a few samples, and they sound really, really crystal clear.
Yeah, they're really clear. Yeah, so I'd imagine it'll do well. I imagine it'll do quite well as well. So,
well, if Matt Ross Spang is behind it, then it will be good, because he's just a top rate one.
I've got all the rest of the stuff he's released, and it is top notch, isn't it? And clear and crystal, and Okay,
nice. Great.
All right, cheers, Dave.
Thanks for calling, Mark. All right, bye. Yes, I think I mentioned that new box set that's coming out in a few weeks' time at Memphis. So check that out. Right, now, thanks to the callers, thanks to Vincenzo, thanks to Dylan for his Elvis tale. You do learn something new every week from Dylan, that's for sure. And let's have a look. Let's revisit the poll, shall we? And just say that which is your favourite out of these 4 1970 jumpsuits? The blue brocade, the white Cossack, which isn't actually called the white Cossack, I've learned tonight, and red ladder or chain suit. So blue brocade, that one you see next to the blue brocade, and then red ladder or chain suit. All right, so now we move on. This day in Elvis history. Yeah, this day in Elvis history. I like to cover the particular day that I do the live show. I look and I see what Elvis was doing down the years. And if it's a red letter day or an anniversary or your birthday or anything like that, then I'm sure you're interested to know as well what Elvis was doing on July the 28th, 1954. 1954. Oh, I have photographs as well. Oh, yes, I do. The first, I'll put up the photograph actually. The first press interview with 19-year-old Elvis was published in his hometown newspaper, Memphis Press Scimitar. Columnist Edwin Howard had quickly spoken with Elvis the day before while the singer took a lunch break from his truck driving job at Crown Electric. In his column, Howard wrote, "This boy has something that seems to appeal to everybody, equally popular on popular, folk and race record programs." And there is a copy of that interview. I'm not quite sure what's going on there with Elvis's hair. It did obviously get better. He was probably unsure how to style his hair at 19. He was probably experimenting a lot. And in 1955, we have Elvis performed at the new baseball stadium, Jacksonville Baseball Park, renamed Wolfson Park, Jacksonville, Florida. And there's a photograph of Elvis as well, mugging for the camera. And the young lady thinks it's funny. It is. 1956, the single I Want You, I Need You, I Love You hit number 3 in the US. My Baby Left Me on the other side. 1958, he was in military service in Fort Hood in Texas. Now, down through the years, what movies was he working on the 28th of July? Follow That Dream. Follow That Dream with the beautiful, beautiful Anne Helm. Anne, if you're watching, please come and speak to me. I would love to speak to you. I really would. And Viva Las Vegas with the equally beautiful Anne Margaret. We've got Viva Las Vegas. Oh, sorry, I've done that one. Girl Happy, I meant to say. Next. See, even Elvis is laughing at me for the mistake. Okay, and we've got Double Trouble. He was working on in 1966. Speedway. And finally, Charo with the beard. Oh, yes. 1969, he was in Las Vegas preparing for his opening on July 31st. 1970, rehearsals for the upcoming shows in Vegas were held at MGM's studio in Culver City and were filmed for use in the documentary that would be titled That's the Way It Is. 1971, dinner and midnight Tahoe shows. 1974, Elvis remained in Memphis for the rest of the month. And in 1976, we've got Elvis performed at the Civic Center, Hartford, Connecticut. After the show, the Colonel confronted Elvis with his bad performance. The soundboard recording is available here on YouTube, and you can make your own mind up whether the criticism is right or not. So, there you are. Elvis Across the Country Volume 1, as recorded live on tour in Hartford, Connecticut, Jackson, Mississippi, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and Dayton, Ohio. So, all you have to do is search that on YouTube, and you can draw your own conclusions about whether the Colonel was just being spiteful or whether it was a bad performance. And bad performances happen. 1977, Elvis was upstairs at Graceland chilling out after a tour. Yes. Right. So that's this day in Elvis history. And I'm going to do Photoshop of the week. And it's this one, which is, now, Dylan, what do you think of this? I bet you've never seen that suit before, have you? The prehistoric bird or the bicentennial suit with red sleeves. That's because it's a Photoshop. The original, Elvis wearing the white Egyptian bird bicentennial suit with the blue sleeves. So it never did have red sleeves. So if you ever see that, it's not a jumpsuit you haven't seen before. It's just, and there they are, side by side. The original blue sleeves on his suit have been altered to the fake red color. And the black guitar has been photoshopped into the place of the original one. So the guitar is wrong as well. Okay. Thanks very much to Elvis My Love Forever. That's a Facebook group that does supply those photoshops now and again. Now, yeah, if just a gentle reminder, if you're not on Discord, then you can find the link in the description box below. And we have great fun on Discord, 24-hour Elvis fan chat, Elvis photo of the week. I actually use Elvis photo of the week for some of the smoking hot photos. That's how good some of them are. You should see some of them posted. Wow. Yes. Okay. Let's just revisit the poll in case you've come in late. I'm asking you, which of the 1970 jumpsuits of these four you would prefer? And it's blue brocade, white Cossack, red ladder, and the chain suit. I see there's still votes coming in, so we will keep that running for a little bit longer. I mean, to be quite honest, he looks great in all of them. But you do have to pick one. I know it's like trying to pick your favorite child. Yes. But there you go. Blue brocade, white Cossack, red ladder, or the chain suit. And you can, even if you're watching on catch up, I know you can't vote now, but you can leave your favorite below in the comments out of those four. Okay. And any other topic that we've discussed during the show, you know, if you want to leave about Priscilla and KWS and the grommet suit and all that, because I do love reading your comments. I do. And I try and read as many as possible as well. Now, Elvis at the piano, I believe, is next. Where did I get to? Yes, Elvis at the piano is right. Chosen by Mrs. E.A.P. Elaine. Hi, Elaine. A traditional song arranged by Elvis and released on the 1967 gospel album, How Great Thou Art. Yes. It recorded at RCA Studio B on Thursday, May 26th, between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Elvis had difficulty singing the song. Producer Felton Jarvis, who was working with Elvis for the first time, worked with him, repeating the takes several times so Elvis could use the vibrato needed to reach the falsetto notes. The song we are discussing, and the song that Mrs. E.A.P. Elaine has put forward for Elvis at the piano, is Stand By Me. Elvis and the band recorded 11 takes before he was happy with the result. Now, regular watchers of the show will know that Stand By Me is one of my all-time favourite Elvis recordings. It always makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. My only criticism of the recording is it's too short. Unbelievably, only 19 lines long. I wanted to go on forever. 19 lines, that's all it is. And thanks, Elaine, for suggesting Stand By Me as Elvis at the piano this week. What's your opinion? Would you like to have heard him do it live on stage while accompanying himself on the piano? Have you ever thought maybe that he should have sung it live on stage? Again, even if you're watching on playback, you can leave your comments below and I will read them. And that's thanks, Elaine, for that. And as I say, I never hide the fact that Stand By Me is always in one of my, it's always in the top 3 of my favorites. I mean, you know, my top 20 and everything changes weekly, but I'll always find Stand By Me in the top 3. Caption the photo. Ba-dum-bum. I remembered to use it this week. I remembered to use it. Yes. And it is Caption the Photo. I've got to remind you, if you do want to send in your suggestions for Elvis at the piano, please do. You can email me on the email you see there on the screen. You can send them to me on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, or Facebook. Now, caption this photo. Yeah, here we go. It was this one, a very, very strange one. And again, I got this from the Elvis picture of the day, one of the Elvis pictures of the day. I don't think it won. It might have won. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was a winner or not. But it tickled me, the missing arm and Bill's look on Bill's face. It's almost like he's looking to see where the arm's gone as it flown over DJ's head. I'm not too sure about the Elvis and Denise on the guitar. Now, that's not on the original photo. Denise has obviously put that on there, but obviously she can't own the photograph simply because EPE own Elvis's image and likeness. So automatically, any image of Elvis, any photograph of Elvis is owned by EPE. But anyway, this is some of the captions that you left. I threw my back out. Hey man, you stepped on my blue suede shoes. I know my guitar says Elvis and Denise, but don't worry, ladies. I can always change her name and put yours on it. All I could do was stand there paralyzed. You tried playing a guitar with only one arm. I like it. And the runner-up, where the heck is my left arm? Now, I have joint winners this week, and I think this is the first time ever there's been 2 winners, joint winners, on the caption, this photo. So the drum roll leads me to tell you that with 13 likes each, it was Dylan Bowen, well done Dylan, and Vincenzo. And Dylan says, I windmilled so hard my arm just flew off. And Vincenzo says, oh well, my hands are shaky and my knees are weak. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. So congratulations to Vincenzo and Dylan. And of course, you get a round of applause. So please join in the fun for next week's Caption This Photo. I normally post it on a Tuesday, and you just go to the community tab on this channel and you'll see the picture there that I'm asking you to caption on. A lot of fun. Now, what have we got? We've got underrated Elvis song. Yes, underrated. What about, I tell you what, it's actually a song I wish Elvis had recorded, and it's actually suggested by Brent from Elvis Nation, a great YouTube channel, Brent Elvis Nation. Excuse me. And it's an unusual one, and one that I wasn't familiar with. I'm familiar with the group, but it's Maybe Tomorrow is a song composed and sung by guitarist Tom Evans of the Ivies, which was released as the group's first worldwide single on Apple Records, yes, the Beatles label. It also served as the title track for the album Maybe Tomorrow. Now, I've hit the wrong button there. Maybe Tomorrow, yes. The Ivies were seen as a promising young Beatle-esque band by Apple Records, and the company had planned for the song to be the title song of the Ivies' debut album because of its regional success. Paul McCartney personally assured the Ivies that the song would be a hit. However, the song flopped in the UK and only reached number 67 on the Billboard US charts. Before the album was released, Alan Klein took over as head of Apple Corps. Klein promptly blocked release of the album, except in places where Maybe Tomorrow had been a hit. And Brent told me the Ivies went on to be known as Badfinger. Yes, that's right. You might be familiar with If You Want It, Here It Is, Come and Get It. Badfinger had a hit with that, Come and Get It. Obviously, Elvis would have had to have sung this song in a different key if he had tackled it, says Brent. So thanks, Brent, for sending that in. As always, I will leave a link below to Maybe Tomorrow, so you can check it out and maybe try and imagine Elvis singing it, as I will with Stand By Me as well for Elvis at the piano, but I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that song, Stand By Me. Again, thanks to Brent for sending that in. And this is the thing I now wanted you to see, and that's if you want to send in any ideas like that for underrated songs, photoshops, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis had sung live, funny caption photos, or a topic, then you can email me on Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel at gmail.com. And I will just want to stop by and ask you, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do click the bell and select all as well. That's very, very kind of you. Now, underrated Elvis song. Don't forget, we've still got the mystery mug coming up. Did you guess right? The mystery mug. Which mug I'm actually using tonight. So, yes, underrated Elvis song. Let's have a look at it. Don't forget, you can still vote on the poll for another couple of minutes. The Blue Brocade, the White Cossack, the Red Ladder, or the Chain Suit. Your favourite out of the 1970s Jumpsuit. I'll give you another few minutes in case you still want to vote on that. So here we are. We've reached underrated Elvis song, and it was suggested by Susan. Hi, Susan, better known as Elvis Memories on our Discord channel. And she says Sylvia is a song from his 1972 album, Elvis Now. Yes, correct. Being the penultimate song recorded on the last day of a prolific recording session on June 8th, 1970 at RCA Studio B in Nashville, Tennessee. It was written by Jeff Stevens and Les Reed. For some reason, RCA Victor, possibly considering it as a single candidate, did not include the song either on That's the Way It Is in 1970 or Love Letters from Elvis album in 1971. Though it was recorded during the same sessions and was thematically appropriate for both of these albums. It eventually appeared on Elvis Now in 1972. However, the 2008 FTD re-release of Love Letters from Elvis contained the master version of the track, which was Take 8, as well as all the outtakes. Another version of the song, recorded on July 16th, 1970 at MGM Studios during the rehearsals for MGM's documentary Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and available on several bootlegs, suggests that Elvis's willingness to revive the song for the upcoming Las Vegas concerts. He can be heard vocalizing with the band, expecting them to accompany him and his vocals. However, the lackluster response from the musicians or their unfamiliarity with the material caused him to abandon the idea. The release of the song as a single is a bit of a strange one. In 1972, the song was released in Brazil with Put Your Hand in the Hand as the B-side. And guess what? It reached the top of the charts there. And there is the Brazilian release of the single. There you go. Do you agree? Is it an underrated Elvis song? Sylvia, you can leave your comments below if you wish. No problem whatsoever. Now, let's close the poll and end poll. Ooh, my goodness me. Wow. You'll see that come up now. And it's an overall winner. Not even close. The Chain Suit, 58%. Blue Brocade, 15%. Red Ladder, 15%. White Cossack, which is... apparently it's not called the White Cossack, but you know what I mean. 10%. Overwhelmingly, nearly 60% say the Chain Suit. Goodness me. That's amazing. thanks to everybody that voted on the poll, and I'll have another poll for you next week. Although Chris R says, I'm the red ladder. Well, believe it or not, I'm the blue brocade. There you go. The blue brocade. And the blue brocade, what did the blue brocade get? Not much. Let me have a look. The blue brocade got 15%, so I am definitely in the minority there, aren't I? And Chris is in the minority as well. Although Mike M says I chose red ladder. Yeah, it's just something about the blue brocade. He just looks so good in it. Now, the mug, before we do the smoking hot, the mystery mug, I should really get I should really get a jingle for this. The mystery mug. Yes. Now, for everybody that voted on this, was it number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? And, oh, drum. Okay, it was number... I can't switch that off. It was number 4, as you can see clearly. That's the one I'm using today, number 4. So if you said number 4, in fact, what I can do actually is I can have a wee peep and see, maybe give somebody some shout outs of who said number 4. Yes, let's see. Love Boat Pirate said, number 4 is my cup of tea. Nice. Let's see who else. Rachel James said number 4. Somebody, Rena Marino. Now, I'm between 3 and 4 for me. I'm going for number 4. Oh, that's okay. All right. Sue K says number 4 looks great. Thanks for voting. So, a lot of number 3s, a lot of number 3s, a lot of number 3s. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like many people actually... Oh, hang on. For Rally, number 4, because Steve will expect everyone to go for the mug with Steve on it. Very clever. Very clever. And that, I think, is about it for the 4s. So if you pick number 4, well done. And we might do something similar next week. Not Elvis mug, but Elvis glass or something like that. Because I do have some Elvis glasses as well. But thanks to everybody that voted on those on the community tab. Now, we must do this. Smoking hot photo of the week. Jill says, I love all the mugs. Yes, I know it's not an easy thing to do. Mrs. EAP says, I picked number 1. Yeah, okay. I mean, I use them all equally, but I picked, and I did pick number 4, yesterday. I didn't sort of see who was voting for what and then pick it. So number 4 was picked before I even put up the options yesterday. So, yeah. Now, smoking hot. Here we go. Stand by your beds, everybody. Wow, look at that hair, ladies. The nail suit, by the looks of it, in the fall of 1970. I'm sure if Dylan is still watching, he might even be able to give me the concert that's taken from. But he's definitely giving me the side eye there, isn't he? Wow, yes. Unbelievable. What does everybody think of that smoking hot photo? Let's have a look. Vicky says, oh, my Lanta. Jill says, just delicious. Edward says, very sexy. Maria says, sexy beast. Yummy, yummy. What a look. Perfect. Helen, just gorgeous. Loved it when his hair was messy. Yeah. Thud, so gorgeous, says Mrs. EAP Elaine. Kathleen says, hot. I love the eyeliner. Yeah, he's got eyeliner on, I think. Almost definitely. Not that I'm criticizing. That's fine. Grand. No problem whatsoever. Sweet. Yes, says Gracie G. Ruth says, love that hair. Hello, Ruth. Bedhead. Yeah. You'd think it was a bedhead, wouldn't you? You really would. Look at those lashes. Yeah, look at those lovely lashes. By the way, for everybody that's tuned in tonight, here's to you. Cheers. And for anybody watching on playback as well, cheers to you as well. And if you do like what I'm doing with Elvis's legacy and Elvis's memory, you can buy me a coffee with the code or the QR code, or you can make a donation via PayPal. But if nobody ever buys me another cup of coffee or donates on PayPal, I will still be here because I don't do it for that. Those lips are made for kissing, says Isabel. Yes. And Chris says, cheers, Steve. Thanks to Dave and to Chris for moderating, as always. And I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to leave that smoking hot picture up there during the outro. Whoop, not that one, this one. We're going to do it all again next week. There will be another quiz, a chance for you to win a prize. And another topic, of course, and another smoking hot photo, and probably mugs or glasses. And more Elvis fun. That's what it's all about. But until next week, Al's got to say it. Sorry.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.